State your name for the record, please.
Milton Glenn.
You're the Associate Warden of Alcatraz, is that true?
That's right.
And as such, you're responsible for the day-to-day runnings of the institution?
You can say that.
Mr. Glenn, I show to you a list with 32 names on it. This is a list of the names of the men who were all prisoners at Alcatraz during your tenure there. Is that true?
Well, I can't remember the name of every prisoner, so...
I have their committal papers with your signature on them, as well as the signature of the late Dr. Wendell Kyle, for all of these men. And all of these men were taken off Alcatraz in straitjackets.
Objection! The question is immaterial.
Your Honor, I'm saying in lay terms that Alcatraz drives people insane. That it has already done so in 32 instances. Now, if that's not true, then the witness ought to have a right to say so. And if it is true, then it is most material, and the jury ought to be privy to that as well.
Objection overruled.
Thank you, Your Honor. Now, is it not true that these are the names of the men who were all prisoners during your tenure there, and that you and Dr. Kiley signed their committal papers and their transfer papers? And that, is it not also a fact that of these men taken off Alcatraz in straitjackets and placed in mental institutions, 28 of them have never been in a mental institution?
True.
That's right, and I've got the records to prove it. So, here are men who come to Alcatraz legally sane, subjected to the conditions at Alcatraz, and then deemed to be insane. Is that also true?
Yes, but you can't say one thing caused the other.
Sanity isn't catching, is it? It's not a virus, is it?
Objection! The witness is not a psychiatrist.
Sustained.
Well, what is it about Alcatraz that could drive a person insane, Mr.
Objection.
Glenn?
Sustained. You will confine your questions to areas of Mr. Glenn's expertise.
Areas of Mr. Glenn's expertise. Very well. What are the dungeons, Mr. Glenn?
Beats me. I've never heard of them.
The defense offers these photographs as defense exhibits B, C, D, E, and G. Are these pictures of the lower cells?
Oh, the lower cells. Is that what you're talking about?
Are there any light fixtures in that cell?
I don't recall.
Look at the photographs, Mr. Glenn. At the ceiling, the walls. You see any light fixtures in there?
No.
And what color is the cell painted?
Black?
And look at the door in that picture, the observation window. It's a peephole, isn't it? About the size of a dime.
I don't know how big it is.
And how much light comes into that pitch black cell with no window when the door is closed?
Not much.
How long was Willie Moore held in such a cell?
Young man, I do not recall.
3 years, Mr. Glenn, and I have the records to prove it.
Sounds right.
3 years! And how long was Willie Moore let out of that cell for exercise?
I don't recall.
It's okay, Willie Moore does. He was let out for just 30 minutes a year. Isn't that right, Mr. Glenn?
I don't recall. And you don't have any records of that, do you?
Did you ever beat a prisoner, Mr. Glenn?
Never.
Didn't you order 2 guards to throw Willie Moore down a steel flight of stairs? I mean, didn't you beat him? You knocked 2 of his teeth out.
Objection!
Objection sustained. The witness has already testified that he did not beat any prisoners.
Your Honor, I just want to get his answer down for the record so I can show him to be the liar that he is.
Objection!
Willie Moore is the one on trial here, not me. He is a lying, murdering, two-time loser!
Lower your voice!
I am a public servant!
Objection sustained. The witness has already testified that he did not beat any prisoners.
Well, then I'll just give him one last chance to change his testimony or withdraw it so that he won't be guilty of perjury.
I don't withdraw anything, no matter what that lying murderer says.
What lying murder are you talking about, Mr. Glenn?
Willie Moore, who do you think I'm talking
Lower
about?
your voice!
Oh, I'm not talking about Willie Moore. Who'd believe him? No. I'm talking about a former public servant just like you. I'm talking about the guard that helped you beat Willie Moore. I'm talking about Derek Simpson. Witness is excused.
Son of a bitch.
No questions, Your Honor.